Alright, it's another edition of Doggo Running's Underappreciated Knives, and I'm here to tell you these knives are under $20, and you can get these on eBay, anywhere. Absolutely wonderful knives. This is commonly known as your TL29, which was issued to your linemen and electricians way back in the day in the military. And I'm going to tell you, Camillus made these better than anybody else. You'll see other versions that are made by Camco. Camcos were not manufactured, in my opinion, better at all. The blades on these, I'm not going to get too technical on you, but basically the difference is about 28 thousandths of an inch smaller, thinner. They were not made for heavy use like the Camillus were. These are labeled Camillus, New York, USA, and they're absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you the different features of these knives and what makes them special to me. The beautiful thing about these is they come with a lanyard or a bell, okay? A bell for your lanyard. They come with 1/8 inch springs and a 1/8 inch screwdriver / wire stripper blade, which locks with a liner lock. Both the blade and your screwdriver have half stops also. Half stops are something that a lot of people don't know about because today's collector knives, the ones that are so beautiful to look at, don't really have them. The half stop is a safety feature. I'm sure that anybody that's used a knife, you can possibly maybe be using it, hit something, and whoops, it comes back and it basically almost chops your fingers off. The half stop is something that basically makes that spring stop and not come back on your fingers. So it basically was something that made it where you really don't need a locking knife, because if you use your knife correctly, that wouldn't happen. But in the event that the knife does happen to come back on you, the half stop is something that would stop that. How thick is this blade? Let's look at this. All right, we're looking at just shy of 1/8 of an inch. All right. So you're looking at a blade that has a very thick, beefy thing. It tapers down towards the end, and it comes to a razor sharp edge. You can get a really nice edge on these knives. They sharpen up very nice, and they maintain that edge also. It's a very utility. It's a utility shape. You can do everything from make a peanut butter sandwich to cut your finger off if you like. The springs on the insides of these, if I could show you, they're not polished, but as you can see, unlike a lot of knives out there, they don't have the defects. You have a pronounced hump in the middle, which gives a lot of support for this center pin, which a lot of knives today do not. You do not have a lot of metal between that and your springs. It's just another method to make this knife even more of a hard use knife. You have brass liners, all right, and the spring goes almost all the way to the top. The liner lock is pushed to the side, and that comes down like so. But what makes this bell so nice is the bell stays where you want it. All right. Most of the ones that I have or have picked up, you can hold the weight of the knife with that. And I'm shaking it to make it try to fail on me there. The reason that's important is bells on some knives can be, if anything, a nuisance, because when you're using the knife, especially in this manner, the bell tends to flop down this way, and when you go to close your knife, and I'm not going to slam it, I'm going to show you, it prevents the knife from shutting. And not only that, you end up chipping your blade. These bells stay in place and serve a good purpose, or in just the horizontal position, because that's how you're going to take it out of your pocket or whatever. Now when you look at these, they've got this little indentation here. A lot of people use this as a method to wire strip or whatever, so that is functional. But not only that, is it gives you a means to get your finger in there and open up your knife. The springs aren't so tight on these where it's difficult to open them, but the springs are very tight in this fashion. And then right about here they loosen up, so it's not so difficult to open up your knife. Your screwdriver is just fantastic. It's got a sharpened edge right here and then an indentation, if you can see that, for stripping wire. All right. It was a very functional knife that was issued to our troops, and it was just wonderful. Why are they so cheap? Because so many were made. I mean, just millions of these things are just flooded in the market. So you're looking at a knife that, since there's so many of them out there, you can get them at a really reasonable price. You have a lot of material that's in between the blade and the rivet, and I'll show you that here. Right down into here, which gives it added strength for just prying or carving or whatever you're going to do. It has a lot of horizontal strength to it. You're not going to have to worry about the knife doing what this one did, and I have a video of this wonderful Chinese knife carving simple wood, how it came apart. Just below this, I'm going to show you a link to one of my videos. It was a video I made a long time ago. It wasn't as beautifully done as my current ones, but it does go into the history of different electrician knives and how some of them are collectible and can run you a pretty penny. But these particular ones, the Camillus ones, are just absolutely wonderful, and the price is right. So this is one of those knives that's completely underappreciated, and it's extremely functional, and it's something you can put in your pocket and really put some good use to it. Something that's neat, and I'll show you. Being that it does have a half stop, it makes the knife a one-handed closer. As you can see, you can close it with one hand. Knives that are not or non-half stopped, the problem with that is the spring is a spring, and when it starts going into the closed position, it wants to close, and it closes right down on your hands. So the added safety feature of having a half stop on the blade is just wonderful. The liner lock utilized it on the screwdriver side. Gives you a lot of, because they realize that a blade is made to be used in one direction, while a screwdriver / prying tool is going to be used in multiple ways, and they figured this would be the one that should be in the locking position. Very easy to unlock it, and again, one-handed closing is the norm with a. So check these out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to have more of these videos. Just check them out. Underappreciated knives that are out there. Sometimes they range from $20, and sometimes you can have underappreciated knives that are in the $100 range that should be priced even higher. So thumb up the video. It helps out. Spread the word, and thank you very much. Y'all take care.